Kit Kats can read. Hello to everybody on BookTube. My name is Katie. Welcome to another video, and today I am bringing you guys my TBR for some readathons that are coming along. First of which is a 24-hour readathon. It's a complete day of reading. Hashtag read your bookshelfathon round number 4, which is really exciting and really fun. And all you got to do with that one is pretty damn simple. On your bookshelf, pick a section and you start reading from that book and just keep going all the way along. There are some exceptions, like if you've perhaps read the book before, then you can skip it because you have already read it, or maybe if it's like a book in a series that you've only read 2 books in and it's probably the 8th book in a series, so that can be a somewhat exception as well, but you just got to judge it really, but only really important exceptions, because the whole point is to just read in order and see how far you can go. It's a way of helping get rid of your TBR pile. As always, I'm going to be taking it from my TBR bookshelf, which changes all the time. That is a bookshelf that is right by my bed that I just always move books around because I might be in the mood for reading a certain book, or there might be like a book to movie adaptation of it and I'm like, I got to read that book. But there are segments of that bookshelf that just move around all the time, but you will see now. And then that will end on the 23rd of January. Now, the third and final readathon that I'm going to talk about is the Underhyped Books readathon, and that is basically where you read books that in your opinion you think are underhyped, that aren't spoken about massively all the time, like Harry Potter or Percy Jackson. And you can use Goodreads if you want, like the amount of ratings that the book has. If they have under 2,000 ratings or under 1,000 ratings, and that is quite low compared to some which have like 50,000 ratings. Or you can just simply go on BookTube itself if you feel like there's a book that no one on BookTube has spoken about, that you've bought because you thought, wow, that sounds absolutely amazing, but then you're like, but nobody has spoken about this book, so I don't know whether it's good or not. Then that could be considered an underhyped book as well. So you just got to go on your own terms with that and what you would like to read. So right now on the screen you can see the middle shelf and the section of books that I have chosen for both the Read Your Bookshelfathon and the Underhyped Reads Readathon. I'm going to mix these both together because that way I can get some reading done. And I'm just going to talk to you about some books that I consider underhyped reads from these books. There is Nil by Lynn Matson, which I've heard nobody talk about on BookTube, and also on Goodreads it doesn't have a lot of ratings. And the same with Vendetta by Catherine Doyle, but this is quite a new release, so that could be why, and it's also a UK author, so that tends to be quite low on the ratings. And then Say Her Name by James Dawson, again another UK author, and it doesn't have a lot of ratings on Goodreads either. And Dark and the Moon by Siobhan, again another UK author that doesn't have a lot of ratings on Goodreads. And quite surprisingly, Dark Days by Kate Ormond, which has an American cover, which I'm really surprised with how that doesn't have a lot of ratings on Goodreads, but who knows. So yeah, those are the books that I would consider quite low. And if I were to go on BookTube, I could also include Better Than Perfect by Simone Elkeles, because not a lot of people on BookTube have actually spoken about any of Simone's books, which is quite a shame because I would like to know what people think about it, but I rarely ever see anybody speak about it, and it would be quite interesting to know, so I could probably actually include that as well. But yeah, those are the books that I would consider, in my opinion, underhyped books. But that is also the section I'm going to be using on my bookshelf for the Read Your Bookshelfathon. So I'm going to start with Nil by Lynn Matson and then work my way all the way up to Dark Days by Kate Ormond. I also have a couple of library books that I would consider to be underhyped reads as well, like Parallel by Lauren Miller and Stitch Up by Sophie Hamilton. And the Underhyped Reads readathon finishes on the 25th, so they sort of start a couple of days apart and finish a couple of days apart, but all in all it is happening together, so that's why I mixed them together, so in that way I can participate in both, which I thought was quite clever, as well as just very smart thinking. I know, I'm quite good like that. So guys, that is the end of this video, just letting you guys know what I plan on reading. If you are participating in these readathons as well, have you done a TBR video or a blog post, then you can link that down in the comments below and I'll be sure to check it out. But other than that, have an absolutely fantastic day wherever you are. Keep smiling, keep reading and be happy. My name is Katie, thank you very much for watching my video as always, and I'll see all of you guys in my next video. Bye!